Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
It almost seems idiotic not to use one.
The results of an 18-campus statewide survey are out, with MSUM taking part. The results show students are 9% less likely to use a condom, and that the rates of sexually transmitted infections are on the rise. Thanks for joining us tonight. Both students and school officials don't know what's leading to these changes, but they both agree it's unnerving. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric headed to the Moorhead campus today to look into it.
Students, youth, listen to their parents.
Carol Grimm says, parents, you are the starting point.
Parent is the first educator when it comes to sexual issues.
With less students using condoms and rising rates of chlamydia, things are changing at colleges and universities in Minnesota, MSUM included.
Yeah, it's concerning to me that the condom usage rate is down.
As director of the Hendricks Health Center, Grimm says she believes students are educated about using contraception and that they are aware of potential infections and diseases. But then it's hard to understand why they're not being used.
You know, I don't know. Because we make condoms available on our college campus. You know, we give them away free here at Hendricks. The residence halls have them.
I can definitely see why. In high school, middle school, it was drilled into us. You have to do this, you have to wear a condom, otherwise you will get a disease. And I don't think it's as much of a threat anymore.
Caleb Buttonhoff says maybe they're just not as popular anymore. Or when students are drunk or in the heat of the moment, they just don't think.
I think maybe it's taken a bit of more of a back burner in a sense, but I think it is something that they should definitely be aware about.
Emma Rickey says they're still being taught to use condoms both in high school and in college.
They have them at the health center. They always broadcast that they've got them there. It just seems surprising to me that, you know, that statistic is the way it is.
Aaron Simmons says maybe it's a rebellion thing among students. But if that's the case, students are risking unwanted pregnancies and serious infections. In the meantime, Carol Grimm plans to study the survey results and find better ways to get through to MSUM students. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
M-State and Moorhead also took part in this study, according to MSUM. The study also reported chlamydia with the greatest increase. Officers have a break-in a string of burglaries in Cass County. Sheriff's deputies say they're holding a 17-year-old boy in connection with a number of break-ins that happened in and around the Buffalo and Tower City areas. They also say they've recovered a number of items that were stolen. Investigators say they started getting reports about the break-ins earlier this month. They add they're not yet finished investigating this case. Flakes are on the radar again. Will we have anything to worry about tonight? Here's meteorologist Robert Hahn with a look at the forecast. Robert?
And we do have some flakes on the radar, and parts of the area will see some very light accumulations, particularly in our far southwestern counties. We'll show you that snow here on the radar here in just a moment. Current temperature is a mix of some teens and some 20s, much cooler than those mild temperatures that we saw yesterday. 12 in Roseville, Thief River Falls, and Langdon. 20 right now in Fargo. 27 Wahpeton, Sisseton, and in Oaks. Winds relatively light, but enough to create some colder wind chills, down to 0 for your wind chill in Langdon, and Devils Lake 2 in Bemidji, 11 here in Fargo. Lots of clouds out there. They continue to slide off towards the southeast. Underneath those clouds, we do have a little bit of light snow, and that steadier band well out toward the west. That's going to clip our southwestern counties to the tune of maybe an inch or so of snow from just south of Jamestown down towards the Ellendale area, maybe over towards the Sisseton area. So do keep that in mind. May have a few slick spots in those regions as we head through the late night hours tonight and early tomorrow. Here in Fargo, we'll see temperatures steady to very slowly falling as we head through the evening. Can't rule out a few isolated flakes here in the Fargo-Moorhead area, but that better chance for accumulating snow stays well off towards the south. One more cool day before a very nice warm-up to wrap up the week. How warm do we get? We'll let you know coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Robert. Fargo police posted on their Facebook page that they ran out of blue light bulbs shortly after making them available today. But they say they'll have much more 8 tomorrow morning. The bulbs are to show support for the family of Jason Mosier and local law enforcement. The plan was for the Fargo Police Department to hand out blue light bulbs in the lobby of the downtown station during normal business hours, starting today and going through Friday. They had nearly 500 bulbs available to hand out. Police were asking for a Goodwill donation, but no donation was required to get a bulb. The goal is to light up the city in blue to support Officer Jason Mosier's family. And if you're lighting up your home and neighborhood with the blue lights in remembrance of Officer Jason Mosier, send us your pictures on the Valley News Live Facebook page. We may use them online or even in a newscast. And coming up tonight on Valley News Live at 6, crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson rides along with Fargo police and talks about the impact of Officer Mosier's death. Fargo's police chief has asked us as a community to not forget the other family left hurting by the shooting of Officer Jason Mosier. And today, a community effort to follow the chief's request is underway in North Fargo. The Schumacher family is in need of gift cards for food and clothing. Plymouth Congregational Church on North Broadway is the place where you can bring your donations. For more information on how to donate, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. Fargo drivers are taking note of the rising gas prices. Drivers along 25th Street South and 45th Street South are filling up with prices as high as $1.49 per gallon. The 10-cent increase is on display at many gas stations in the area, and those at the pump are already feeling a difference.
Especially when you drive a truck, it's making me wish I had enough money to go buy a car or a hybrid. It's horrible.
According to the AAA's fuel gauge report, the current national average for regular gas is $1.69 per gallon. A Nevada congressman is pushing to make sure emergency medical teams retain the ability to administer life-saving medicine in the field. Congressman Joe Heck says the Drug Enforcement Agency wants certain drugs to be used only in hospitals because of fears over the accountability of controlled substances and how they're administered. Our Washington Bureau's Peter Zampa spoke with Congressman Heck about a bill that would allow paramedics to continue to use these drugs.
Congressman Joe Heck says paramedics should be able to do the job they're trained to do and practice the skills they're trained to practice.
Heck was an EMS medical director in Las Vegas, and before that an emergency physician. He says the current law states that medical directors can create standing orders that apply to emergency situations. If a patient meets certain criteria, a substance can be administered in the field. He says the DEA wants to take that ability away from paramedics, saying they can no longer use certain controlled substances, even under these standing orders from medical directors. Heck says this will hinder a paramedic's ability to give quality care to a patient. He says it's especially an issue in rural areas, where a patient could be in an ambulance for a long time without proper care.
There's a way to make sure that we can ensure the accountability of these controlled substances while still allowing the paramedics to administer these life-saving materials, these life-saving drugs, under a physician's standing order.
In Washington, Peter Zampa, Valley News Live.
Heck says this bill will specify the protocol for a physician creating a standing order. The bill also says those standing orders must be made available for Attorney General Loretta Lynch at her request. 1 in 3 deaths for women are caused by heart disease or stroke each year, and 80% of those may be prevented with education and action. Cardiologists say women ages 35 to 55 have a high risk, especially if they aren't getting screened. They should be setting up an annual Well Woman visit to see if they're at risk of heart disease. Action includes eating healthier, exercising, and talking with doctors about your heart history.
Now, unfortunately, I haven't met a female survivor from heart disease yet that hasn't had to advocate for themselves. It's not always the telltale signs, and it doesn't just happen immediately. Heart disease can be not just a heart attack, but you can have other health risks that you need to manage.
Tomorrow night, the American Heart Association is holding a healthy cooking demonstration. It will be at the Avalon Event Center in South Fargo starting at 5:30 p.m. We have new numbers tonight for Giving Hearts Day. The fundraiser on February 11th brought in over $8 million in just 24 hours this year. There was a 19% jump in donations from last year. The top 3 large charity fundraisers are Oak Grove Lutheran School, Churches United for the Homeless, and YWCA Cass Clay, with all of them bringing in over $300,000. The 3 smaller charities that came out on top are Unseen, the Arts Partnership, and Haley's Hope. Organizations interested in participating in Giving Hearts Day next year can call the number on your screen. More